This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Guga Bird, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another fun-filled Friday of the Capes and Lunatics. Episode 198.
2 episodes. Come on, come up with something, Philip.
I'm trying, man. Nobody wants to this far on our little show. Come on. Come on, Bendis. Anyway, I am Phil. Join me, as always, that jovial stash that keeps getting bigger and bigger from that beard in New Jersey. It is
Charlie, the Professor Essa.
And the girl in the red hat living in a brat's world. It is.
Hey, y'all. It's Lilith Hellfire.
Yay, Lilith.
Oh, also, it's Friday, so, you know.
Woohoo!
Don't worry, though, guys. It's Red Bull. Mama's tired.
Sure.
Are you in your jammies already? Or is that a sweatshirt?
It's a sweatshirt. It's a stitch sweatshirt.
Oh, it just looked extra fuzzy.
Hoodie, actually, you know, if you get lucky.
Phil, I hate to tell you this. For those of us who have the luxury of being able to work from home, we're always in our pajamas.
Oh, I know.
If that.
I had like 3 weeks off for Christmas. I was in pajama pants 99% of the time.
This is how we get Star Trek world. Just jumpsuits. I'm waiting on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm here for that.
Just nice pullovers, man.
Guys, I'm telling you, now is the time to really start watching Deep Space Nine. I mean, y'all know that's my favorite Star Trek, but I've just grown during this pandemic. I've just fallen in love with it again, and it is just more poignant than ever.
It's a good series, man.
Religious tolerance, you know, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It you know, and it gives us. Gives us the Ferengi. Gives us like, real Ferengi, like. You know, and, you know, this is what I always say. I do not know why people idolize the Klingons. The Klingons, to me, are objectively more evil than the Ferengi. The Ferengi, you know what the Ferengis are about. Exactly. They're businessmen. They're legitimate business people. Really, truthfully, honestly, to be a thief among the Ferengi, you know, if you steal and it's, you know, you can steal on paper, but then it's not theft. You know,
human propaganda.
Exactly. You know, earn your back.
The only thing I don't like about Deep Space Nine are the Dark Mirror episodes. Those are my least favorite. But the time travel episodes are the strongest next to original.
Oh yeah.
So I'm at season 4. I'm almost at the end of season 5. So, you know, season 4, you know things get real because Avery Brooks goes bald. He's got the goatee and the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
And he realizes he's the emissary. He fought for it. So now you know things are about to go down. So I'm just saying, It's on Netflix, guys. If you haven't canceled your subscription to Netflix, I'm just saying, they've got Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. I keep my Netflix subscription just for that. Just to be honest.
I've been rewatching Flash for that premiere on Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh, Philip.
So here's a question for you. Does Cisco, after he becomes the emissary, ever run into Q?
He does. I mean, not after he actually realized that he is the emissary. He doesn't run into Q. Q shows up in the first season, and that's it. I would
love to see, like, series finale, Cisco and Q, just for, like, chill.
I was going to say, at that point...
It's like, you guys made it! I knew one of you could!
At that point,
welcome to Ascension, brother. You know, I really want that. I want that John Delancey.
Well, as we've learned with Picard, it's never too late. And I would absolutely love to see Avery Brooks in one of the post-Discovery shows, even just as a cameo or a hello.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I mean, they should have him show up as the emissary on, if nothing else, Lower Decks.
Yes, I was actually thinking that. Like, how easy is that? What a sweet gig voice work is.
Oh, yeah.
One episode, I want Picard, Cisco, and Janeway in the same room. Come on.
Heck, oh, you know what? And we can have Archer do some time travel shenanigans. Like, I'm just almost become mellow about Enterprise. You know, it almost killed the franchise. You know, I realized why I am the way I am. I grew up in the golden era where it was literally my whole like childhood. New Star Trek.
If we're doing time travel and those
18 years, the golden years.
If we do time travel and those 4 captains are in the room, you know who's going to want to be the 5th, right?
Oh, Shatner?
Shatner, yeah.
We've kind of moved away from Shatner. Somebody get Chris Pine on the phone. I'll allow it this one time. Shatner has disappointed me as a human being.
Oh no, what's his face? Who's playing Pike on
you know what? We could get somebody to play April, Robert April. Actually, that's a character we really don't know enough about. Really want to dig into that lore for the real nerds.
Captain Sulu.
Oh, Captain Sulu.
Of course.
I just need to do a real,
who's ever alive, and if you've ever been on Star Trek, for the love of God, can we just get a reunion?
As the captain, and that's how Frakes.
Well, we can, and but again, that's the great advantage of Lower Decks is you can really get them all together, and you can get captains
without them having to travel because they're all pretty old. Let's be honest.
Well, exactly. And who wants to travel in this day and age? So that would be awesome. That's the beauty of Lower Decks is they can really do anything.
I've even mellowed on Discovery. Like I just really am appreciative of Star Trek as a franchise because I'm part of some really toxic franchises. Star Wars. Let's not go there. Arrowverse. So our Star Trek fandom, for the most part, is pretty. We're pretty good people for the most part.
Are you caught up?
That's because I feel they internalized Roddenberry.
They get it. The fans that don't get it, I feel like they've only watched the original series and they were small children.
Yeah.
Because being political was the point.
Yeah. Although at the same time, it is also a very Cold War American colonial politics, which is, what you explore in the later episodes too. It's like, maybe Bajor doesn't want to be part of the Federation because, we just dealt with being, occupied and
exactly
that you have root beer, it does not sell it. It's
I love what Quark says about root beer. Eventually you begin to like it. It's very disarming. It sneaks up on you like humans.
Which was it was a great Ray Bradbury short story that was basically that idea that the Martians land and we immediately surrender. Hail our Martian overlords. Come, have beer and hot dogs. And all of a sudden all the Martians, they're infecting us. Much like the very great sci-fi show Resident Alien. If you're not watching it, you should. Is
that the one with Alan Tudyk?
Yes, Alan Tudyk. One of the many shows with Alan Tudyk right now. We're in a Tudyk-a-sance. It's amazing.
But did I see Lilith and I talked about it a little this week. Did you you said you watched Superman and Lois, Charlie Esther?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, so spoilers if you haven't seen it yet.
You've had 3 days. It's fine.
Yeah. So Captain Luthor is a black character, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Very cool.
Yes, he's a fugitive. Well, he's basically a survivor of the multiverse.
Yeah.
They think no longer exists. But so that's what I said. That's probably why he's mad at Superman. He's probably blamed his Superman for not saving his universe, and now he's probably hunting all Supermen.
So God, we don't need random Superman. We do not need that storyline.
Well, I already got a Superboy. Hey.
Well, no, but is it
two good Superboys though?
Is it just me, or does it feel like he is kind of filling that Superboy Prime role? Of you destroyed, you didn't save my universe, and my universe was the best universe. It was the Prime universe. How dare you? And that kind of a thing, and they're making that Superboy Prime.
Well, he's just. Phil and I decided he's just a placeholder until Cryer's done over on Supergirl. We feel like that's the plan, or they might even team up, and we might be, No,
I told you I want to war the Lexes. I want them fighting each other.
Well, if you're fighting a Lex Luthor, you need to get your own Lex Luthor. That's the thing.
Oh no, in the middle, man. No.
Oh, you just think they're not gonna trust each other enough to. Well, because that's the thing. I believe Captain.
They're just going to try to kill each other. Be like, I'm the real Lex Luthor. No, I am the real Lex Luthor.
Well, the thing is, I think that Captain Luthor in his universe was a benevolent force, unless we've seen him before this. Unless we know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. So my thinking, he was that good guy Luthor, that guy who was friends with Superman.
Council of Luthors!
Yes, I think that's who he was. And that's why he's so mad that when they were saving the universes, that somehow the Berlanti-verse was the one that got saved. Although clearly the Berlanti-verse got restructured heavily.
Or unless he's from that universe, where the crime syndicate was from,
I mean, that could be it too, yeah. So he may actually see Superman as, Uberman or whatever he was, Overman. Whatever they called him in that last universe. So, the Sovereign. He's from the Sovereign's universe. That's my favorite evil Superman. Superboy, technically.
But Wilf, I think it was last night I read, I guess David Ramsey's going to be directing episode 7 of Superman and Lois.
Nice. Good for him. Keep him busy. I mean, really, honestly, once you get a particular age, especially if you've been doing superhero stuff, it's great to be behind the camera, maybe get into some producing.
Yeah, so
I'm happy for him.
He already said, yeah, he's already directing in that episode of Legends when it comes back. Superman and Lois. I think
build up that resume. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, and let's hear it for Legends not being dead yet.
Oh, it'll never die. Apparently, if the pandemic didn't kill it, it's here.
It is the Black Knight and the old man from Monty Python combined. How is that? It's just a flesh wound, and I'm not dead yet. I feel happy.
How is that outlasting Supergirl and Black Lightning? I never would have.
Because it's kooky. It can change. Like, this is the thing. They can change and lead into the skid.
Yeah.
Other shows don't have that ability because they have, we're the mess ups. We do time travel or, timeline travel or whatever it is now.
And today it's magic. And
hey, don't be tramping on Barry Allen's shtick.
No, they fix the timeline. They don't do what Barry does.
They don't make sweet love to the timeline. We haven't had that drop in a while.
They buy the timeline dinner first, and then they apologize if things went wrong. Look, we just want to be your friend, timeline.
Dinner.
We think we can have a good relationship.
See, here's the thing.
He gives that timeline.
It was built as an ensemble show that had the potential to retool very easily, where opposed to everything else in the Arrowverse is very stationary, very status quo. Not everybody likes that.
I guess.
Well, exactly. Although, speaking of not being status quo, we also have Batwoman, which is now on its second Batwoman.
She's not a woman bat. Charlie Esser is mad.
No, no, she's definitely going to be a woman bat. You watch. But,
gotta get Ruby Rose back here first.
No,
you just do prosthetics on some stunt double.
Oh,
it's a woman bat. It's like, Kate, is that yours? And they'll do some flashbacks and shadows, and that's how you'll know. And then she'll fly off. It says, "Kate, you'll always be my sister," kind of thing. But the current Batwoman, I could not, for the life of me, figure out what her moral center was with the crows, because it's like, oh, I will not return my prisoner to you because you're corrupt cops. It's like, you're holding, first off, a person you just saw commit a murder without trial somewhere.
Well, I think
what is she doing with him that's like so much nicer than what the crows are going to do?
She's going to send him to Star Labs.
Well, I think she just had him chained to a wall and was asking him questions. She thought if she turned him over to the crows that they were going to beat him or waterboard him or something.
Okay, chaining someone to the wall is actually torture. That is prohibited by the Geneva Convention. That is because that's called a stress position.
Maybe she asked and it was consensual. You don't know, Charlie.
No.
I am just saying, it seems like there's a real gray line.
It's Gotham, baby boy.
Well, it goes to that all crows are bastards line that they have there, or all crows are bad. I forget which one they said. I think they actually did use the B word.
Hey, they don't call a group of crows a murder for nothing. Boom!
Boom! Yes. Good thing we gave ourselves such an easily mocked name. Gee whiz, does Gotham have any history with crows that maybe we want to avoid because it will give a bad memory to people? No! What do crows? They had a bat. There were no crows. It's like, and I still don't get the whole why you're making drugs with fear toxin. I get with it. It's like the ultimate, it's the death's door high. It's like, that kind of sounds like a club drug. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that is like a real day-to-day use.
Does Vertigo ring a bell, Philip? Like, I was getting Vertigo flashbacks. I'm like, oh God, is she going to open up a club?
Need the money, Jimmy.
Call it Noir instead of Verdant.
Yeah, but I just, like I said, I don't get what her moral stance. I get
the writers don't know yet, so
I kind of
they're
feel
filling
like
it
her
out.
moral stance is she hates the crows. Okay, but what is her practical alternative? Because it seems like she's just the crows, but it's just her as the crow. So she trusts herself to be an evil mass vigilante, but does not trust the arguably politically accountable crows to do the same job. Which I guess is technically, that's Gotham,
It's
Waka waka waka.
So
Waka
the cops.
flocka.
So there's like no cops in Gotham anymore. It's just like the privatized crows now. Is that it?
Hello, this is what our actual world's turning into, but okay, Philip, open your eyes. It's political commentary.
Yes. I don't know if the good folks of Gotham would really vote for that, but then again, maybe they're very
Didn't they
disengaged
elect Penguin as mayor?
Exactly. But Penguin cared about the job. They voted for Penguin because, you know what? As a person from New Jersey, I can say this. Sometimes you can deal with corruption so long as they get the job done.
Make the trains run on time and you got a happy Charlie Esser.
Well, it's not even just the trains run on time. That implies that basically here's what it is. If it takes largesse to get the trains to run on time, so I don't want people getting killed to make the trains run on time, but I don't mind paying a little extra. I don't mind greasing the wheels of the train to get them to run on time because, quite frankly, people got places to be. And if I get a little excess and we can move, we can stroke the palms, we can make it move. It's all worth it, because
don't waste the butter.
Because it was.
Because you can't be nickel and diamond human society. That's the thing.
Bureaucracy. That's why we all hate bureaucrats. Yes.
No, but we should love the bureaucrats. The bureaucrats.
Only if they're like Hermes from Futurama. Efficient bureaucrats.
Well, actually, a little bit of bureaucratic inefficiency also helps prevent the worst excesses of government. That's the thing. It's like when you see something where it's like, the government has all this power. Well, not in the bureaucracy. Because the bureaucracy has a form that must be filed first. And that slowing down of the power of the state actually is a very powerful tool to maintain a democratic structure.
See, Phil, there's hope for you. He just gave a justification for pettiness.
I'm just saying, there's...
I can talk to you like that. You're my twin. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Anyway, I think
what were we saying? Philip!
The good people of Gotham aren't going to stand for a corrupt, an inefficient corrupt government. They'll stand for a corrupt government, yes, but not if they're inefficient.
No, every time we go to Gotham on anything, he just, and you're welcome, Rob. Anytime we go to Gotham, he just focuses on the corruption. Charlie, that's like the foundation of the city, corruption.
It is.
Well, but no.
I wonder if we'll get quarter owls then, if we're really leaning that far into it.
I would assume so. The Court of Owls is a part of it. That's the Court of Owls are in everything,
Maybe that's what
Bruce's
sex dungeon.
Yeah, the thing with the Court of Owls is they are a secret organization pulling strings. But again,
it'd be a lot better than whatever the heck Alice's crew's doing.
Yeah, I don't know what Alice's crew is doing. I don't know what this like.
It's the ghosts of seasons past. We gotta exorcise these demons and move on to something fresh and new. As much as I love Rachel, they are clinging desperately, and it's showing.
But what's with this Themyscira drug place? This is it's Themyscira for drugs? I don't know. I don't understand.
Did they mean the Canary Islands, Ibiza? Don't at me, Ibiza. You know what you did.
I just don't understand why there is. I don't. Like I said, I will never understand elite assassins who are not good at their job. Like I gotta feel that if you're a culture of elite assassins, I expect you to actually be pretty good at it. You know, from Zaz,
they're like competent. Okay, so the Punisher is competent off the pages as far as we know. It's when we narrow in and focus on him and then we go, that doesn't seem efficient or good at all.
Yeah, it's like Batroc the Leaper, you know. But Batroc owns it. He says, "Look, I fight Captain America and I slow him down. You want me to slow him down? That is literally what I do. There is not someone that's going to stop him, because if there was someone that would have stopped him, he would be stopped. But that can't happen. So you need to hire someone who can slow him down." And
do assassins get tenure like college professors, maybe?
You don't have to be out in the street shooting people at a certain level. You just you get a little percentage of the loot and the drugs.
You can miss 2 and 5 targets. It's all right.
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, I just want to have more of a moral center for Batwoman.
They're figuring it out, Charlie. They really are. It's a strange situation.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with them having her figure it out. I want to see her figure it out. I want her to see her wrestling with her own actions. Do we put a toilet in the cell? I don't know. Cells don't have toilets in this universe.
And then a little voice in her head goes, "We're in the DC universe. No toilets."
Exactly. Like maybe that's that's how I take. Yes, I imprisoned him against his will, but I gave that man a toilet.
I even gave him lotion.
Lotion and a basket and a toilet. That's all he needed, man. He was. Yeah, and then of course we have what's his name, the guy in spandex who runs fast, but not faster than a car.
Wait, what?
What's the guy who like steals the painting? That was an original Jack Napier, but it's not an original Jack Napier.
Wolf Spider,
yes. And
at first I was like, "Is that supposed to be Black Spider Wolf?" I was like,
yeah.
Right? Well, I was getting worried.
Yeah, I actually liked him. I thought he was an interesting character, although I got into because people were like saying he's non-binary, and I don't think he's non-binary. I think he's anti-binary. I think he's just so anti any label you want to put on him that he'll kiss a girl just to make you question it.
Just do it.
He just doesn't want to have anybody put any label on him, and I found that refreshing. It was delightful. I mean, he's kind of, look, he's also a rich white guy who's running around with other rich white people. And
is he rich, or was he working for the rich people?
No, he must have been rich because they were all going to the same private school.
You can cut scholarships to private schools.
Well, that's true too, but he struck me as someone who maybe not like super rich, maybe like not like Wayne rich, but like like Cobblepot rich, rich enough.
The upper, lower, upper, middle, lower, upper, lower.
Exactly. It's the low end of the upper end. It's like his family isn't in the Court of Owls, but they know about the Court of Owls, and they
they missed the cut by this much,
This much,
and that's the bug in his butt,
Whoa.
Yeah, but that's him.
It's interesting though. Like I said, Batwoman surprised me. I was surprised that I had so many problems with Superman because I should just be happy that Superman's actually back on TV. People are loving it blindly, I feel like, which is fine. Do you?
Yeah,
a couple little.
It's got the grassroots movement has to start somewhere. So I just have to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. That's just what I've come to.
Yeah, I don't get why he wasn't being upfront with his kids about his life. That's the thing, because lying to your kids on stuff. But
this is the universe. Well, where he left his cousin in the care of strangers instead of Mom and Pa Kent. That's been my biggest whole thing. Like, really? No,
well, because they had to make her be Linda Danvers, not Carol. That's somebody else.
The other Danvers. That stole the other thing from the other guy in the DC universe. Yeah.
Yes. So they had to keep it within its own reality, and the idea that and not for nothing, for what it's worth, by that point he's already Superman. Mom and Pa Kent are getting a little old. I mean,
so we're gonna warp it. We're shipping Alexander off to Strange. Not once, but twice.
Alexander was raised by his grandparents, and they were very loving. So,
they were loving, but they tried to give him back, and he sent them back again. That's my whole thing about Next Generation and Worf. They accidentally made him look like a poopy father, and at least Deep Space Nine rectified it in some fashion.
Yeah, well, what I will say about Worf is, it wasn't really, he wasn't married to her. It wasn't like it was like this was, it's like, oh, wow, you had a kid.
It was a one-night stand with a glamazon, for sure.
Exactly. It was, same way that Sulu has his kids, Because no one person can tie down Sulu.
Exactly.
But then, poor Worf, he's like, oh, and basically Worf was an 80s sitcom dad. It's like, what?
I know. My 3 Klingon dads.
Oh, what a waste of butter.
But DC TV's shaping up. I cannot wait to see what HBO Max has in store for us. Like, I'm very much I'm ready for some like more adult DC TV for sure. That's not Titans. No offense, Philip.
Yeah, no, I actually
I want Doom Patrol. Where's the rest of my Doom Patrol?
I mean, it's coming back. It's popular. That's the thing. I actually think Warner's is figuring it out. I think once they get done with the Snyder Band-Aid, once they rip that off, they put it out there. That is, to me, it's
the last bastion of no common sense. Yes.
Yeah, it's the New Mutants of the DC universe. It's like, what? Just get it out there. Some people are gonna love it. Some people are gonna hate it. We're not even gonna try to defend it. We're not even gonna make a tie-in comic. We're not even gonna do a prequel comic book.
I'm very surprised that they didn't lean into the miniseries route, and because they basically said it's a cul-de-sac, it's a dead end. This is it, kids. Yeah. We made your damn movie. Now shut up.
I get the feeling like there was, honestly, I think there was like just a lot of pushback all around, because it's like I don't think they ever really. It's like they may not have wanted the Whedon version, but they really didn't want the Snyder version either.
It was a lose-lose situation for them, as far as I'm concerned.
They're going to be so conflicted because what's going to happen. Like people are
going to love it.
No, they're going to get like huge views and downloads or whatever. But then it's like 80% of the people who watch it are going to poo-poo on it. So it's like, oh, hey, we got tons of views, but
I don't know. I think the people that are going to watch the Snyder Cut are the ones. If they weren't bots, like I thought it. Look, that's my theory. These were bots on the internet clamoring for that Snyder Cut. Now we're going to see. How many if it streams well and it gets positive reviews, they paid for those reviews. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, it's fair enough. I mean, honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I'm not.
It's a morbid curiosity. I just want to get it out of the way. March is coming.
I want to see that.
We're going to make a whole thing of it, so I'm happy. Obviously, we're going to do the review on Capes and not Capes After Dark, just because traffic.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I am so tired of Jesus imagery.
They don't know how to do anything else in superhero movies. That's like the go-to. Like, if you don't have it in your movie, people will question it. They will question it! There's no T-pose in this!
There's more than one Jesus. I mean, yeah, okay, the T-pose, we all love it. It's great. But the fact of the matter is, Crowns of Thorns,
and the Joker, like, you're truly a nightmare scape. Well, truly.
Here's the thing. There's so many great, you could do a Sisyphus reference. You could do a riff on any number. You could do an Odin giving up your eye thing, You could do all kinds of characters.
They feel like the audience isn't smart enough, so they go with the lowest common denominator.
That's always a mistake.
They're literally
never assume your audience is dumb. We'll never assume your audience
is dumb. That's DC's problem in general, so.
Yeah, it's like, you know what?
They're literally going for the lowest common denominator. They're literally going with white Jesus.
Yes. but that's the thing, and that's also the thing. I think Snyder is a little Jesus obsessed.
Well, yeah, obviously you can see it all through Man of Steel, especially. That is where it is the most notable.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, there's like lots of ways to convey the same idea. Like I said,
the whole piercing of the side with it's a whole thing. I totally agree.
And just the my favorite Jesus analogy you'll ever see is in Infinity War, when you see Thanos walking on water after he gets the stone, and he actually weighs what it cost me everything, and he's walking on water. Like, oh wow, that's a great Jesus parallel that you almost never see. That is so subtle. Because is the floor wet or is he walking on water? You don't really know, and that's the important thing. That's why it is interesting. And of course, Joker Jesus, as they say, that's because in this universe, Batman killed Space Jesus, and because Space Jesus died,
so
now all we have left
is the Antichrist.
Is Joker Jesus.
I knew you'd betray me, Batman.
Yes, exactly. You want some Jesus analyses? Go watch Judas and the Black Messiah. Fantastic film. You should watch it.
I agree. Based on a true story. I know a lot of people who weren't familiar. They were so shocked that Fred Hampton was only 21. Really, the biggest tragedy is that he was so young and he could have done so much.
Yeah. Well, the Black Panthers could have done so much, but obviously. Racism
government was like, not so fast.
Yeah.
And shout out to Lakeith Stanfield. Such a great actor. I love him in everything he is. Super sad Atlanta's going into its last 2 seasons because Donald Glover's moving on to something on Amazon.
Well, they all got more work to do. They're working. Don't worry.
Oh, they're all working in everything they're doing. Like between Zazie, Brian, and Lakeith, they're all doing like these really super interesting things. Everything with the exception of Zazie, like she's leaning into her superhero stuff, which is fine. But the boys are doing like some really award noteworthy things, and I find it very interesting the projects that they're taking on.
The world needs black superheroes too, Lilith.
Oh, I agree.
I
agree. I just say it's such a different route because before, and like in Atlanta, it's a very different kind of thing, and I just was surprised that she got the role of in Deadpool. So I was just like, oh, that's neat.
Well, all right,
it's different.
Well, how about that headline today that Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams are working on a Superman reboot, and the newest rumor now is that it's going to be a black Superman.
Well, there'll be a black Superman in it. I don't know if it'll be the black Superman, but there will be a black Superman. It's probably a multiversal.
Are we still pitching Michael B. Jordan for that, or?
Why not?
Somebody commented it was the funniest thing. They're like, everyone tell every black actor in Hollywood before Michael B. Jordan hears about this.
Yes.
It's too late. I was pretty sure that he already was tapped for it. So,
I mean,
like that's kind of been in the works for a while, but I'm glad that they've actually announced it, I guess.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think this Ta-Nehisi Coates guy had a real career ahead of him in this industry. I think he's probably going to do a good job. So,
just don't get embroiled in the bull crap. Just don't do it. Just do your job. Move on. Don't comment. Don't let them Patty Jenkins you, buddy. That's all I can say. That is my only advice. Don't let them Patty Jenkins you.
If it's a black Superman, if we're doing a reboot, don't start with the multiverse in the first movie.
Why not?
Flash.
Well, here's the thing, Phil. If you want to deal with a Superman character, maybe that's how you make Superman an interesting character. Is you start off on Earth 49732 with Black President Superman, and it just messes with people's mind. And then you go, and then you have like the Council of Supermen, and they're like, yes, I see that one of us.
No, it's Batman Incorporated or nothing. We do not give Superman Batman Incorporated. No.
Is there? No. I'm talking about a multi-dimensional thing. I don't think I've ever seen Bruce Wayne speak with.
What is Death Metal would would like to have a word with you?
Well, no, that's evil Batman.
Batman's evil in the main universe. We just pretend like we just ignore it.
I know. We just did the first half of the show about what exactly is Batwoman's moral philosophy here. How is she any better than the Crows, except that she trusts herself more than she trusts the Crows? That's the thing.
Well, who else would they even get to that could actually handle that pressure of that online presence of hate and vitriol? Other than Michael B. Jordan, he's been there, done that with Johnny Storm. So I think that it's just kind of a natural conclusion for me.
Oh no, he's definitely ready for it.
He handles it with grace and style. So I say, I don't think there's anybody else in Hollywood right now that could fulfill that role if that's the route that they want to go. Mm-hmm. For better or for worse.
I think the biggest problem they have is just, getting him out of that Fantastic Four contract. Because he's still locked in for 2 more movies,
True.
DC might have to pay for that, so...
Well, they pay for the mustache. They're not opposed to paying for stuff if they really want it.
Yeah, so, fair enough.
And it would definitely be a big get. He does have a very big following. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, a very diverse following, too, so...
He is a very talented actor, so...
Meanwhile, I just want Creed 3. Like, I don't even care about it. I just want Creed 3. Continue my Rocky tradition, damn it!
Has he fought a Russian? Oh, no, he already fought a Russian. So what are you going to do in Creed 3?
What they do in Rocky 3? Rocky had technically 8 movies. Rocky had 8 movies!
I just, he needs to fight Clubber Lang's kid. I mean, I guess that's the thing.
This time it was, because Mr. T has an actual daughter in real life, so it would be funny if Clover Lane had a daughter and he had to grapple with that. Should I box a woman? I want Clover Lane to do a George Foreman. I want him just to come back, yes,
6 years old, and just beat the heck out of Creed. And he's like, "What happened? Why did this old man beat me?"
And then he becomes his mentor, and then they're skipping down the beach. Yeah.
I would just
listen. I love Rocky as a franchise. I love that Creed is like the next generation of it, and it can go for 10 movies as far as I'm concerned.
I just want justice for Clubber Lang. That's all I want, man.
I agree, though. Seriously,
they haven't put him in any of the films, and it's like, and that's weird because when you think about it, like as a sports celebrity, because he was heavyweight champion of the world, he should have more going on. And I know he's only heavyweight champion of the world for like a small time in the movie, but really, it takes Rocky like a year to get back in shape because you see seasons changing. You see it takes him a while. So Clubber Lang was up there doing American Express commercials. He was living the high life as Clubber Lang, and like
I said, we have plenty of world in Rocky to explore still. So carry it on with Creed. That's exactly my point. I love that universe.
I want to see the Thunderlips movie. I want to see Thunderlips. Thunderlips.
Too bad Emilio Ventimiglia, who played his the son in Balboa, kind of is done with that franchise. Because what if he got in shape and tried to take on Creed? Now that would be a thing.
Well, there you go, man. There's so many things you could do.
Call me. Hey, y'all, if y'all stuck on ideas for Creed 3, for real, drop a DM. I got y'all. Yes. I got like at least 2 scripts around this house somewhere for it.
You know what? There you go. He's got but you have to open it up with him fighting, Thunder Hips, Thunder daughter.
Gimme.
And it's just this woman just jumping on him, doing the whole hurricane move, throwing him to the ground. Everyone's like, "What's going on?" I don't even know what's happening here, but I love it. I'm loving this show. I'm loving this movie right now.
I guess you guys are going to talk about WandaVision over on Super Connectivity, which I will watch, but I'm just waiting for. Is it one more episode, right? So I can just binge everything.
Yeah, next.
That's week. That's the legend. They say it will be, but there's a secret 10th episode.
We're not gonna BB Sherlock this. Either it's 9 episodes or it's not.
Officially, it's 9 episodes.
Okay.
Doctor Strange.
The last one might be long. I actually think it's going to be a 2-hour film, but we'll see.
Yeah, with Disney, you never know. Just to be honest, you just never know.
Well, I mean, usually your last one is usually about twice as long as your previous episodes. The previous longest episode was 45 minutes, so I could see the last one being like an hour and a half.
A comedy.
Yes.
Meanwhile, all these Vision and Scarlet Witch issues are going up in price.
Well,
17 issues, and more to come. I told you guys to get on it before that TV show dropped. Y'all didn't listen. Now you're going to be paying scalper prices.
Get your felt.
Hey, first off, I have Marvel Unlimited. I don't have to buy back issues.
Ew! No. Back issues are the only comics worth having floppies of, and I vehemently stand behind that.
I mean, fair enough. I get the idea. But
new issues, sure. Marvel Unlimited up. I don't care. But your back issues, as like a comic book collector, that's just your bread and butter.
Well, see, the difference. I'm not a collector. I I'm an owner. I'm a comic hoarder, not a collector. I don't take care of my comics. They're in the garage in an
on the end of that.
Oh!
Hey, I am the one person making comics actually go up in value because I own them and I don't take care of them. Because I've read them and I've internalized them, and now they're
killing the bag and board industry, Charlie, which are truly the mom and pops of all the comic book small spin-off industries. Shame on you. Bag and board your comics, people.
Not in the face.
No, all those companies are very small business owned. Seriously.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, yeah, because it's just simple plastics. It's very easy to produce, so you can become a bag producer with sort of like making socks. All of the socks in the world are made in like one small country in South America. Because
like all the toilet paper in America is made in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but like literally, like someone invented a sock sewing machine, and so literally anyone can buy a sock machine, and now you're a sock producer. And you like feed in the CAD, and it's like that's your sock. There you go. It's actually
should socks be both Hellfire side hustle? Is that what Charlie Hesser just did?
I'm telling you, socks is a really egalitarian.
Maybe that'll be the company I open in Canada to get the hell out of this hellscape.
You know what? Well, if you're willing to pay, Canadian, if you're willing to pay Canadian wages for someone who watches the machine, unless you're going to watch the machine yourself, but that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the machine myself for the first year and a half, and then I'll expand out.
No, socks is a really fascinating. The economics of socks is a very fascinating industry. If you ever want to really do a deep dive business model research into, wow, that is such an odd thing. And everyone buys them, and they're super cheap. Why is it? Because humans have not made socks in 100 years. That was the thing. It's like eventually we made machines that could just make these things, and because socks don't have a lot of complexity, literally anyone could just buy the machine and you could make socks. That's why the real growth industry in textiles right now is specialty fabrics and specialty designs. Because those are the one things that can't just be easily mass-produced by a machine. You actually need a human there to design and build and fabricate it. So, it's a fascinating industry if you really want to look into this. The sock industry. This is why Bob Hart's Abishola is one of my favorite TV shows right now, because it's all about socks.
If you want the sock documentary, come see Charlie Esser. He will give it to you.
I don't want to oversell my knowledge. I'm an aficionado. I'm not an expert.
No, right?
Nobody, absolutely nobody. Charlie Esser, make your socks make billions.
Well, I'm not saying make billions. I'm saying make a decent living. That's the thing.
No, you need clickbait. You need a clickbait title.
Yes. But for what it's worth, that's why you have all these companies in these small, relatively impoverished countries that just, because a guy saves up, he buys a sock machine, and now he's a sock maker.
Lois.
And being a sock manufacturer, you can actually feed your family, buy a cement house, all that stuff.
Here's your title: Socks. They don't stink as much as you think.
Nice.
Anyway.
So, I heard we had some comic books. It was a light week for me, but I'm sure you boys, being Marvel hounds, have plenty of books.
Well, actually, do we want to talk Department of Truth, Lilith, since you said you read it as well?
Yes, so I'm all caught up, and what a good book. So glad I didn't drop it. I'm glad you pushed me.
Yeah, I told you this is good. And I got the variant cover. This is actually the first soft cover. It's not the hard card cover that they have been. It's a completely different art style. It's got the illuminated manuscript cover.
Not quite soft, not quite hard.
My guy didn't have that. Do you know how rare a variant that is? Is it 1 in 100 or 1 in 25? You probably don't know that. Probably don't bother your guy about stuff. I bother my guy about stuff like that.
Yeah, I was the one that grabbed. They said, okay, thank you. I don't know.
Me and my guy talk shop. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, well, because I talk story, not shop, It's not like Sockslith. It's not like this is a really fascinating industry I need to know about cardstock for.
It's an ultra rare variant that is going to end up under Tristan's socks.
Yeah, Rats will eat it eventually. Well, mice. We don't have rats. But no,
this isn't New York.
Well, we have rats in Newark, but they don't tend to get up into my neighborhood.
They just went for public office, eh?
No, but basically you have like the entire Department of Truth boiling down to this one manuscript. Which, okay, I don't know if anyone here has ever played Mage: The Awakening, but this is so.
Somebody get Chantel on the phone.
Yeah, this is so Sons of Ether, of like the secret manuscript with the truth of the universe, and the idea is that basically, when the Holy Roman Empire decided to introduce the new calendar, the Gregorian calendar, they basically decided to reset time and set it like 300 years ahead of what it should be.
They're going with all the conspiracy theories, which I love. Like, that's a classic conspiracy theory. I'm just so here for it.
And it is so beautiful. You've got this the friar in the fancy robes, and the witch immediately knows that's a fancy robe. You know, which it's just so beautiful. Because, as it turns out, yes, if you get enough people to believe something, it becomes reality, as they say. And she's very much of the, when we did it in Rome, it was a good. We never tried to tell
back in my day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because every fallen empire,
every generation gets the same criticisms.
Yeah. But yeah, and this is basically how the Holy Roman Empire reestablished itself, created Western culture. That Western culture is a myth, obviously, which, honestly, for what it's worth, we know that, everything's a myth. And, yeah, I mean, and of course you have Lee Harvey Oswald, after he does the whole translation.
Honestly, they need to lean into the conspiracy theory stuff into their marketing, because it's such a niche that, like, people would they would sell more issues if they leaned into that with their marketing.
I mean, I don't know what kind of marketing they're doing for it. I just know that it's like, oh, that looks weird. I'll buy that book because I'm a weird person. And I go to my store and I look at what books are on the shelf. But, yeah, I love this book, man.
They need a presence on Reddit. If they're listening, anybody over there listening, get yourself a presence on Reddit. They will eat this up.
And we get our first introduction of the Red Woman in this, that's her origin. The Red Woman who sent the friar there, which is like, what is she up to, man? What does the Red Woman want?
Never trust a Red Woman.
Is she Mephisto?
Ooh, it's like what is that? Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley is the devil.
Elizabeth Hurley is one of my favorite devils. I'm just going to say that right now.
You get no argument from me, sir.
And you know what? And she does the pouty thing, which is, the devil would do the pouty thing if the devil.
Oh, he's a petulant child. We all know this. We humor him.
I'm just a poor widow devil. You can't hate me. I'm hot stuff.
But yeah, no, you guys really should. If you're into something like a little different, a little weird and wacky, but in a beautiful way, I definitely think you should pick this book up.
Yeah, and I do love the art in it. I'm very rarely one who, although I gotta be honest with you, sometimes when the art's too good, I don't know how to read the story, because I don't know how to follow the panels. I'm not smart enough. I need my 9 grid. I need to know. I need
I love it when it's not a 9 grid. I love it. I live for it.
Well, I mean, not even like I just, then put an arrow. Just like, here's the next panel. This is how the story flows. So, like, sometimes I'm like reading it, and I'll read page, and then like this page specifically was one of those ones where I read this, and then I read this, and then I read this, and then I read that, and like, oh wait, no, this goes this way, and then it goes like this.
Baby bird me, man.
I'm not smart like Lilith. So
that's kind of a thing that like indie books do, though. They kind of like go against the grain.
Yeah,
so.
but it's good. I don't hate it. I love it. I love reading this book, and for what it's worth, being confused about the order of how the panel's supposed to be read kind of feeds into the narrative very well.
Exactly. So ooh, was it an artistic and stylistic choice?
Or do I just make it that? I don't know.
Oh, but
conspiracies, Mandela.
Speaking of the
that
devil,
Mandela, he caused so many conspiracies.
Speak of the devil,
and he shall appear.
Yes.
Yeah. We kind of talked about it on Ultimate Spider-Cast this past week.
But yeah, Charlie, what do you think? Mephisto on the last page and Doctor Strange, what's wrong with Peter Parker's soul?
Okay, first off, I knew it was Mephisto the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And for what it's worth, I really kind of felt that, like, oh, okay. Once he closes his eyes and then he's in, oh, here's really Harry Osborn as Kindred, and here's some tentacles. Ooh, isn't it scary? And it's like, oh, so because she knows Mysterio, so this is all just Mysterio being Mysterio, right?
I don't think those are tentacles.
It's like none of this is actually happening except that she's created this illusion to help Peter work through his nonsense.
I just find that weird. It's like, so you're bringing Mysterio closer to Peter's life? That's just...
Shut up! I ship it!
Look, Mysterio is kind of like chill now, you know? He
smoked a doobie and he's mellow, man, you know?
Yeah, he's like, I've been dead, I've been brought back. But, you know, even as he's telling Mary Jane, you know, this really is not a good idea. Because Mephisto does know more, because Mephisto was freaking in heck for a while, you know?
He's the one who made the deal, supposedly.
Yeah, although who knows? Maybe for all we know, this is still Francis Clem. And it's just
hang on to that theory. It's much more interesting than what actually is probably going to happen. So if you want to headcanon that, I will never take your headcanon away, Charlie.
No, and I just like the idea that because I can teleport drugs into people's system, and it makes being Mysterio so much easier if you can just teleport drugs into people's bodies.
You don't need the fancy pyrotechnics.
Well, you know, it's good, but they get so much more vivid. And then it's just, like I said, that's always that thing for me. It's like, especially with the curing of the mentally ill, it's like, oh, he just gave them their meds. He just gave. He
knew the right dosage.
Just popped up Norman Osborn with so much lithium that now he's cool. And it's like, I don't feel the anger anymore. It's like, I know. That's what Freud said when he discovered cocaine. I don't care what my mom thinks anymore. This stuff is great.
And to be fair, so did a lot of the medical establishment.
Yeah, it was. Oh wow, this just fixes everything. I can't
feel my face.
There's a drop.
It's a small side effect.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, nobody told DC, but I did read a DC book this week. Can you guess which one it was?
I'm guessing it was a Shazam book.
No.
No? Okay. I know you love the big red cheese, so.
I do. Come on, it had Imperious Lex in it. Come on!
Oh!
Imperious Lex.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's the Future State Imperious Lex? Or...
Superman versus Imperious Lex, number 2.
Okay. So Future State Lex Luthor fighting Future State Superboy, Superman, Super John, you know.
I don't know. I kind of like that Lex, not gonna lie.
Well, Lex was always likable. He just is, you know.
And I feel like he's in the right. There, I said it.
Well, you know,
Lex Luthor did nothing wrong. Hashtag fight me.
Look, you know, Lex's first appearance is literally a riff on Jules Verne's The Man Who Conquered the World. You know, which is this guy who's just fed up with war and says, I now have the greatest weapon, and I will tell you that you will not make war anymore because I can destroy you all.
Or do like Superman, go to the council and I'm taking your nukes. Sorry, buddy.
Exactly. Well,
you don't need these.
But that was Lex's original origin, you know. That was who he was. And that was, again, like I said, a riff on an old Jules Verne story of which there's a movie of it with Vincent Price, which is delightful because it has Vincent Price in it. Don't know how story accurate it is, but it works. But it's just a guy in a Zeppelin who's just saying, nope, I have the high ground.
You have me at Zeppelin. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so hey, recommend checking out that movie, I believe it's called The Man Who Conquered the World, or read the short story by Jules Verne. And but that is the origin of Lex Luthor. And then so Lex Luthor he may enrich himself, but he actually does care about the world. You know, he
so that they can serve him. Sure, I can relate. You know, that's the only reason why I sort of care about the world. I don't really want to burn it down because I want to rule it. I want something nice to rule.
You know what it is? Well, no, I actually think that Lex Luthor has compassion for human beings.
If they have boobs.
Oh no! I mean, hey, okay. In my mind, Lex actually cares about humanity as a whole, and that's why he doesn't like superheroes, because they take away from humanity. They grind.
Oh, definitely part of his philosophy. That's the one thing about Crier. It was supposed to be me. I was supposed to be the Ubermensch of my generation, and that is Lex in a nutshell. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But they pull it off better. He doesn't come off as a petulant child in this one, which I think a lot of writers kind of just give him that sympathy for the devil shtick and just don't really elaborate any further. But they kind of are like fleshing him out. Well, this one out a little bit more, and I can appreciate that. I love Lex Luthor as a character. I teeter every day on the verge of being a supervillain, so I totally relate to Lex.
If you don't contemplate villainy, if you don't have a fool's I'll show them all one day in your life, are you even really living?
Exactly.
I remember my day when I decided when I had that choice.
We see you growing out the goatee, mirror universe over there.
Hey, you know, lots of good characters have goatees too. But as I was telling Phil, I'm literally trying to look like Kane from House of Mystery right now. I'm trying to get my devil fork going, because I do grow a good devil fork on my beard, and then I'm going to get that, take a picture of them shaving some of it off, because it's like, okay, this is too much work. But that is the goal. I have a goal that I was set to have a cool mustache, and then my forked beard, and then look at my facial hair. It's cool.
On the face.
Where else would it be? Hey-o.
Moving
along to Marvel, what do you boys have besides Amazing Spider-Man 60 that you don't want to talk about on Super Connectivity? It's like got nothing.
Oh,
we've got.
You know what was interesting? Wolverine number 10.
Oh.
Okay, why was it interesting? You know how I feel about Wolverine at this point.
It was continued from last issue. He found like this big like black market auction on Madripoor, of course, and like one of the items was an old Wolverine hand.
An old Wolverine hand?
He got his hand cut off and he regrew a new one, so they were selling the old one.
Oh, so like so that was like before he had adamantium bones. It's just an old Wolverine hand with claws. And
it looks weird
still mummified.
Adamantium claws on it, so I'm like, how the hell does that work?
It was cut with adamantium? Adamantium sword?
So like from the elbow up, so they just like cut the tendons?
It was like it was literally like just the fist basically, and the claws coming out of it.
Maybe they added the adamant. Maybe like a later collection.
Oh, it's a bootleg. It's a bootleg. That's probably not even adamantium. That's the
probably
joke.
Not even. It's probably not even Wolverine's actual hand. It's just some dude's hand. With it's like it's a Barnum. It's a Barnum mermaid. Just sew it all together.
No, even better. It's one of the unicorns, which is just a goat with their horns fused together.
You just need a hairy hand, dude. But no, I mean But no, it was interesting because like they were selling Maverick, so he frees Maverick and gets him out of there, and he's like, "You can come to Krakoa, and you
can come be a plant-based burger with us."
But, well, that's the thing. Maverick keeps telling him, he's like, "What is wrong with you? You're like drinking the Kool-Aid all of a sudden." So I don't know.
Yeah, bub.
Credence or clone theory. Like at least 2 or 3 times, he's like, really? You're drinking Xavier's Kool-Aid now, like all the way, and all of a sudden
you were like the main one against him.
Oh yeah.
Well, because that's the whole thing. But do you know who isn't drinking the Kool-Aid?
Who?
Moda.
Do you know who's the one person? Gwenpool.
Oh.
Gwenpool, the Omega level mutant now that nobody wanted is back, and
how's that good game?
This is a beautiful story because, of course, you have this whole thing. Skids is.
Whoa.
Skids does not like to have to talk to Gwenpool. I don't think anyone likes to have to talk to Gwenpool, but they turned her into a mutant, and now she's the mutant's problem. It's literally a weird thing where no, you're really a mutant, and it is literally just what they said about Franklin before, which is you weren't really a mutant, you just believed you were in that altered reality to make you a mutant. And Gwenpool was like, don't make me alter reality, don't retcon me into a mutant. Like, no, it's okay, you can be a mutant because we're friends, man. And, they just brought the devil onto the island. And Krakoa does not like dealing with her. Skids does not like dealing with her. But she is Gwenpool. And she is at her classic Omega level self right now. Just jumping into white spaces and the whole self, which I love. And she's pulling out, all of Skids' appearances speaking about inconsistency. And this is the Gwenpool I love, when she just completely owns the power of comics. And of course, but this is MODOK's book, of course. So we do get back to MODOK. We go to where he was born, and apparently the MODOKization machine is up and running, and it's randomly turning anything that falls into it into MODOKs. So we've got a pig doc, a parrot doc, a snake doc. There's all of the different animals of this forest turned into MODOKs. And then, of course, Gwenpool shows up and she starts doing the narration for MODOK's story, which is interesting. And then she, and for those who don't remember, MODOK is trying to figure out why he has these memories in his head. And then Gwenpool kills him. That was her intention, because that's why she was hired, because she's the last person to kill MODOK was Gwenpool, so we'll hire her. And that's why she needed to get off Krakoa, because she needed the monies. But then she realizes, oh, wait, he has a family. Oh, my gosh. They're giving him a humanizing story. Dang it. So she goes into the white space and restructures the book, tells us all to cut out this page so that we don't... and you realize afterwards that's why there's the dotted lines there, because she goes in and she goes to the page, draws the line on the page, so that we can all cut this page out of our books, so that when they get back, it never happened. And it's MODOK reliving his memory, talking to his child. And then he goes to the house where the memories were planted, and that's where he meets his father, who is the founder, AIM Agent 01.
Oh, so him and Tony Stark share the same dad?
No, this is... what's his name?
That's right, Bendis is gone, never mind.
No, Alvin Tarleton, because you know that MODOK is George Tarleton. So this is Alvin Tarleton, the founder of AIM, and obviously George's father, who pushed him into it. And look, hexagons! Oh, what does it mean?
It's Morphin time?
Watch WandaVision.
They're everywhere. Love this book. Just about my favorite book this week was MODOK #3. This is my pick of the week, no, hands down.
Oh, okay. I don't shout out this book out enough. I should. It's by a friend of the show. It might pique Lilith's interest. Captain Marvel. It's the end of the current arc, issue 26, by our friend Kelly Thompson.
I know it's Kelly, but it's also Captain Marvel.
Lilith.
I like the beginning.
Lilith. She gets pulled into the future. I mean, you remember all those? They did like Captain America the end, and this one the end.
Yeah.
Thompson actually used Captain Marvel the end.
Okay.
Has Carol gets pulled into this future where the big tyrant is not Namor, the son of Namor.
Okay, you got me. Because I was going to say my best book this week was King in Black, Namor #4. It is absolutely the most beautiful Marvel book that you will read this week. The story's not shabby either. It's a tie-in that doesn't feel like a tie-in, which is how all tie-in should be unless it's directly related to the story.
But yeah, no, I would not recommend Captain Marvel to you if I didn't think you'd like it, Lil. But yeah, read the last couple issues. It's the son of Namor, and you know who his mother is.
Who's that?
Amora the Enchantress, so his mother's an Asgardian.
Yes! Okay, perfect. That makes sense.
I mean, think about that ego. His father is Namor, and his mother's the Enchantress.
Now, does he show up in a Speedo? That's the only thing I need to know.
No, but he is like he is thirsty for it. But yeah, not in his. Well, his chest is like hanging out the middle of his shirt. But yeah, no Speedo.
All right. I can use my imagination.
The black shoulder pad costume, is that what he's wearing?
Kind of.
The late 80s recirculate water on your body uniform? Yeah, that was the one.
Okay. You sure he's not related to Talia al Ghul because he doesn't know how to work a zipper?
Oh, hell.
To be fair, who in the DC universe knows how to work a zipper?
Oh, no. This guy is rocking full, like, 110% Namor ego. He's like, everyone wants to see my chest.
Nice. I will definitely pick that up. But you guys should definitely be reading Namor, King in Black Namor. It's good. Like, it's like lots of politics, suspense. The artwork is absolutely stunning, and there is shirtless scenes, if that's your thing.
Yay!
And it is.
And their nipples are hard because they're in the ocean and it's cold.
I think he wants to drop, Philip.
My knockers are fully frosted.
That one?
I'm just saying. If you'd like to see my knockers, go pay the Patreon price.
That's right.
We got full frontal, man.
They dance.
Oh, there's a place in France.
On that note, nobody told Rob, and we should go so you boys can do super connectivity.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so we can talk U.S. Agent and Maestro. Because I know Lil.
Yeah, keep that crap to yourself.
U.S. Agent, I know that.
Also, I want to hear about WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Well, I can always watch just him and Maz too. So.
And Lil, get your drink ready because tonight we're going to be talking the penultimate episode of WandaVision.
I will say this: my theories weren't true yet, but I haven't given up hope, and they're so cool. And
we'll
remember, no one can take your headcanon away, Charlie. It's fine.
We'll get into it, but I think we were kind of both right.
Yeah, well, there's lots of things, and again, I'm still not convinced that the other character's a villain yet. So I actually think, like I said, man, when you're healing, it's scary. Nothing's more scary than actually getting better.
I saw that on a T-shirt. Anyway, so yes, send your thoughts on WandaVision, all the DC crap, all the comics, TV, movies. Hey, watch The Flash. Send us your thoughts on the premiere. And then come back here next week for the episode 199, the penultimate before 200. Penultimate on penultimate.
Future Lilith, I'll allow it.
Future Lilith on the floor. Anyway, so yes, send your thoughts, capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow all the Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find links to all of our various social medias for all of our shows. Links to this YouTube. You can watch us live. Links to the aforementioned Patreon if you want to see Charlie Esser's cool but hard nipples. Yes. Subscribe to the Patreon.
I will seductively eat a pizza for you.
Pepperoni. Links to merchandise.
Stay hydrated. If you're a fake plant clone, stay hydrated.
Links to plants need water.
That's right. That's what the Linktree is. All in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And Charlie Esser's appearance should not just stimulate you. His voice should also stimulate you. So go get yourself some Tweaked Audio headphones.
Yes. And, when they buy Tweaked Audio headphones, is a way that they can make them even more affordable than they already are?
Yes. Use the code Southgate. Yes, you can't use Doom yet. Use the code Southgate for a discount. And you can also use that on Hunt a Killer.
Ooh. That's like getting an escape room delivered to your house. Where we help Michelle Gray solve a cold case. That sounds like fun.
Always.
That's a good way to while away the hours, I think.
Best copy ad copy read in the business. # fight me.
We're dancing. Anyway, but yes. Although if you are a solitary person like our Lilith and you just want to sit in the corner and read, you can go pick yourself up some Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Learn all about podcasting from the experts and
Of course, Rob's in there too, so throw him a bone.
But Phil, how can we buy this book? Is there a place where you buy books online?
Oh, yes. I would say probably the most popular spot is Amazon.com. And when you go there, use the code for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. The video, the podcast, doesn't matter. Links in the show notes. Help us support this show, the Southgate Media Group Network, and that fancy man himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom.
Why did your eye drift over to my box? Mark my words.
Lilith Hellfire.
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, I am live tweeting Batwoman Sundays at 8 for now at Lilith Hellfire. Over on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire 86. For spicy memes at Lilith Hellfire 69 on TikTok and the Gram.
Smash it!
And you can always follow me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our Maz and Boz once did. At superconnectivityblog at gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters. I also live tweet Batwoman Sunday nights at 8, although soon to be Sunday nights at 9. As well as DuckTales, woohoo, final season, Monday nights at 7, at Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIE, yes, SER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. For what?
For quality.
Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
It's been really great stealing your identity.
There's a thin line.
Wait, we weren't recording, Philip?
We forgot.
Anyway, for another week, we have been your tapes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics!
Yay! That's my favorite show.
The 2 weeks to 200. Book your appearance now, people.
I think there should be a superhero team called the Penultimates.
There is actually a book called The Penultimates. It's by Scout Comics.
Ooh, we should look it up and do a review.
Penultimate Man, actually. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Penultimate Man. Okay, well, take a drink.
Any excuse is better than none.
There is no excuse if it's what you want to do.